Or 7 p.m. Again, a CHP pursuit that began in the Inland Empire. The car, the white Nissan Maxima, just getting off the freeway in Riverside. We are told that this pursuit began in Montclair with a strong armed carjacking. That means no weapon was used in this carjacking. We are also told that 2 people are in this car right now. Not sure of their genders, but 2 people inside that white Nissan Maxima. You can see that CHP unit continuing to follow this car, I believe now on surface streets, Chris.
Yeah, for sure. And you know, this car's been going pretty fast and we've been following them for quite a bit. Speeds up to 100 miles per hour on the freeway. These are some local roads right now, and the car, you know, is continuing to go pretty fast. And it is Sunday night, so a lot of people are out and about, a lot of people out of work, and you just got to hope that this person stays away from residential areas. Right now, it looks like they are in a residential area. And if the photographer can zoom out a little bit so we can get an idea of how many black and whites are following. Let's see, at least 1, 2 right there. And, you know, at this point, makes you wonder, you know, when is this person going to pull over?
Right.
Definitely driving erratically, for sure.
Yeah, like you said, it's Sunday night. Doesn't look like there's too many cars on the road right now. So fortunately, he's got open space in front of him. 2 units, as far as we can see, following behind him. We're told 2 people inside that car wanted for carjacking. The carjacking, we're told a weapon was not used, but of course, we do not know if there is a weapon inside the car.
Yeah, for sure. And, you know, when we look into that guy's car, you can see that the windows are down, which is good. Not sure if they've been able to really communicate with CHP, but definitely we'll learn. So, all right, so they're taking left at this intersection right here, and you know, they just keep going. I wonder if they're going to get back onto the freeway or if they're actually going to stay on these local surface streets right now. But, you know, it's still daylight, and, you know, there's... let's see if they're going to do. It looks like they're getting close to like a pit maneuver. Yeah.
Right now, we are going to get some great insight from Dave Avila. He is a former LAPD pilot. Dave, thank you so much for joining us. I know you just joined in on this pursuit. What can you tell us? What do you see going on right now?
Hello, Rachel, Chris. Yeah, you know, it just from what I understand, it's a strong arm carjacking. We got a couple of suspects inside. The officers, knowing that, will pretty much stay with this pursuit. You know, I'm not sure if they'll go into the tracking mode, but they're going to go ahead and stay on them. And if they believing, not just believing that it was a strong arm carjacking, they may go ahead and negotiate and execute the pit maneuver, because when you're talking about a weapon, usually they don't because of the closeness. So it looks like now, from what I understand, they actually came back to this area. They were, I guess, not too far from here when they executed. I'm not sure the location. They haven't, waiting for a buddy of mine to send me that info. But I think that's where we're at now.
Dave, we are told that the CHP has now backed off of this pursuit, and the local police agency in that jurisdiction is now following. Any insight into what happens next?
Oh, here's the pit maneuver right here. They're going to get it. Oh, so close.
Ooh, any idea what that agency is right now? Can't see that sign on the police car, but what do you see happening right now? They're getting awfully close to that car.
Yeah, they're definitely, of course, they're trying to pit maneuver here. I believe it may be Montclair. I'm sorry, no, it's Ontario. Okay, it's going to be Ontario PD that is on them. Yeah, so they've decided to go ahead and negotiate the pit maneuver, you know, believing in actually, and don't forget, there's somebody.
Oh, here we go. Pit maneuver to the left, we'll see. Oh.
Yikes. He is definitely going much faster now, knowing that there's a patrol vehicle behind him.
This is it right here.
Here we go.
Oh, he had a little tap, but the driver's not slowing down.
Yeah. Is that a strategic move, Dave? Is that tap very subtle at this point, not to cause that car to spin out and possibly crash into other cars? You know, what's the plan right now when you're you're the police following this vehicle?
They're broadcasting, they're working, they're speaking to other agencies, but right now, you know, they do want to get this suspect stopped.
Oh, here we go. It's another opportunity for them. Oh.
They've tried clipping him on the right.
Yeah, here they go again.
Yeah.
Let's see if they step up a little. This is tough to watch, Rachel.
He just came really close to that parked car.
To that parked car, yeah, and you got to hope no one's in there. And That's one of the hard things. Okay, another option for them. And
There we go.
okay.
All right, we're told that's Ontario
Oh, there
PD
we
that
go.
just performed. Wow. Wow.
It appears to be a successful pit maneuver, which
Absolutely.
is what you want to see.
Absolutely. Here we go. Officers coming out of the car.
Yeah, we know 2 people are inside the car. We got to hope, Rachel, in this situation that both people put their hands up, get taken into custody, and, you know, nothing else happens from here. But thankfully, the roads were pretty empty, especially in this part of town.
Yes, he did come very close. We can see that the car ended up smashing into a tree. And I did see the passenger side door fling open, but it looks like, or are they still inside that car, not coming out at this point?
I'm sorry, but Rachel and Chris, this is one of the reasons why I always bring up the point that agencies don't really care to mingle or commingle with other departments when they get to this point, and that's because of the post-pursuit management. It's all a bunch of Ontario officers. They all train off the same book. They all know what each other's going to do. Right now, what they're doing is they're going to go ahead and one officer, not all of them, one officer is going to give out demands for the driver to exit the vehicle. You want to get them away because of the closeness to the controls, of course.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense, Dave. You know, we also see the canines are being brought out. I don't know if we saw clearly in that shot when we were zoomed in onto the driver. Was he on his phone? He was doing something in the driver's seat. So unclear right now if he's just refusing to come out. It looks like he's on his phone.
Yeah, there's no doubt. Yeah, I mean, it wouldn't surprise me because he's saying, "Hey, listen, I just got stopped, and giving out, give me some help."
And that was actually a pretty clean pit. You could just see on the right-hand side of your screen. That was just taken a couple minutes ago.
Yeah.
But what was interesting is, they kept going up and, as you called it, Rachel, tapping him on the left-hand side of the bumper. And finally, they were able.
What's the strategy? Do they just wait as long as possible until these folks surrender? Are they going to, at some point, make the canines go in? What's the plan?
Right now, they're going to just try and talk them out. They'll give them some time. Right now, the officers are in control. The suspect's not going anywhere. In front of the suspect, they got that building. They got a gate. They're not going anywhere. So there's no rush at this point. It's kind of like everything just slowed down. Officers are in control. They'll try and speak to the suspect and maybe even trying to talk to him right now and trying to get him, he's got his hands up. So, I mean, that's where I believe what they're doing right now. There's really no point. But they'll wait and they'll try and work with the suspect. However, we don't know if this suspect's a 2-striker looking at a third or the first strike. We don't know if they do in fact have weapons, but evidently we don't believe they do. So that's about where we're at right now.
It is interesting because, we've seen a lot of pursuits, and usually when the drivers, turn themselves in and they get taken into custody, it's usually pretty quick. Like, oftentimes they'll just jump out of the car and they're like, all right, get me. But this one obviously taking a little bit more, as you said. You're not sure if it's their second strike or third strike, and who knows what happens.
There we go.
But the doors are open.
Yeah.
Looks like a man.
Desperation.
There we go. Hands up. I'm not sure where the other person is.
His hands are up if you look. It's on the right-hand side, I believe.
Still in the driver's seat.
Looks like it, yeah.
Ah, yes.
Yeah,
I see him now.
They were just taking their time, giving that suspect some time to think about what they were doing. He wanted to talk on the phone, let's go ahead and talk, but eventually you're going to end up getting caught. But as usual, when it comes to this type of situation, officers always try to get the driver out first.
Right. And I was about to mention that point, Dave. One at a time, right? You get one safely into custody, then the passenger next.
And then pulling up the shirt to show there's no weapons on him. So
yeah,
turn around and then back up to my voice type of thing, and we'll take care of this suspect first. They'll get what they would usually call a tangle team or an arrest team. They're already discussing that. What officers are going to approach a suspect, take that suspect into custody, and then we'll deal with the second suspect. But don't forget, then we do have to clear that vehicle to make sure there's nobody in the backseat.
Exactly. Yeah, and I was mentioning earlier, this was a carjacking, a strong armed carjacking. No weapon was used during the commission of the carjacking, but of course, that doesn't necessarily mean there might not be a weapon in the car. Correct, Dave?
All right, it looks like we lost Dave, but what you just saw there, that driver now in custody. There's one other occupant inside that car. We believe that is the only other one. But Rachel, this is good to know. This is a pursuit that started in Montclair. They were wanting this white Nissan Maxima. It ended here in Riverside, a successful pit maneuver.